Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, and we've had a couple of really fun games already with Boxer in Yellow and Bisu versus Mind. We're going on to the third of my single set games. This is going to be Flash versus Ruby, so that's right, we're going to see some more Air Force Ace. We got Ruby in yellow at the top left, and we've got Flash, the Robo Terran, the awesome KT Ace, with his 66% win rate versus everyone, or in this case versus Terran like 72%. Like, seriously, how is this even possible good that he is versus Terran in whatever color at the bottom left? Yeah, I don't even know how to explain just how good Flash is. He's at like 72%, but like, if you take out the Ultimate Pro League and STX Masters Cup, because who cares about that, he is on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He's won 17 out of his last 18 TVTs. His only loss came to Iris in the GOM last season, but it was a best of 5 where he won the next 3. So it doesn't even matter. And before that, yeah, he lost to like Haya, and he was kind of in and out a little bit there. But he is just on an absolute tear right now, just romping the world. This is on a similar level over the last few months as what Jaedong was at with his ZVZ. We're getting close to that level. Just wait a little bit, and you'll start hearing that from a lot more people as well. It's that insane, for sure. And you know, I actually like Ruby. I think Ruby's got a shot in this match. I don't think that he's got a great chance because he's going against Flash, but I think he has a chance just because of how well he's been playing since he's gotten to Ace. You know, I mean, he hasn't been dominating, but he came into Ace at maybe like a 45% player, and he's won, I think, over half of his games since he's come to Ace. And he's looked good in a lot of those games in the Pro League. Unfortunately, he did lose recently in a couple TVTs to Really and Midas. Both of those guys are good TVTers too, so I mean, you can't really take anything away from that. He has beat Sky High and Haya and Washin, which are also good TVTers in the last month or so. So, I mean, he's played some of the better TVTers around. He's beaten some of them, lost to some of them. So I definitely think that he's got a shot here in this matchup. As long as he plays this right. And both of them throwing down racks is just, you know, normal early game TVT. Don't really expect too much of anything important going on. Flash threw down his racks in kind of a forward position, going to produce some Marines out there, just so that way when he decides to lift it, he'll be able to get the scouting information a little bit easier. Nothing too significant, just a little thing there to help him out a little bit. I don't think he's actually rushing, although I didn't really examine his base. But I guess he could be going for a bunker rush or something if he really wanted to, but I just don't think it's very likely. Although he has sent an SCV to a couple different places just to see what's going on. But Ruby will have Marines on the way as well, so yeah, there really wasn't any chance of that happening. Maybe if Ruby went for a 14cc, he would have gone. Flash might have gone for a bunker rush or something, and that's kind of what we saw him with a couple of scouting SCVs along with that forward racks, but. Not really coming to much of anything, not really much of a sacrifice on Flash's part either. He hasn't really expended too much in terms of resources, time, or really anything to do that. Saving his SCV, his scouting SCV as well, probably had like one hit left on it, but saves it, importantly enough. These two players have met once before, just to note, in 2008, in June of 2008, so it was a long time ago. Over a year ago, so I don't know if it really is significant or not. Ruby did get the victory there. It was on Othello. Othello had some pretty sweet TVT games on it, if I do say so myself. I believe that's also the map with Jangbi Storms, and at some point today, I think I will be doing Effort versus Jangbi. I think that might be the next game, so look out for that. Jangbi, my boy Jangbi, he's awesome, and he could be the next guy out. And Ruby actually getting a Vulture up the ramp, actually able to force one up there, and he's going to get a couple SCV kills here, already killing one. Trying to see if he can get a couple more here, especially at the ramp. Picks off a second one, might actually be able to pick off a third. A second Vulture coming in as well for Ruby, so Ruby doing better. Ruby, what are you doing? Oh, he knew the tank was going to come out, so he just saves those two Vultures. I think he might have been able to sneak in there, picked off a couple more SCVs before the tank goes down, but it looks like he just wanted to save those forces, just have those in reserve, so that we Flash can't counter push or anything like that. So yeah, getting a couple SCV kills there, definitely important there. Still getting a scat off with his SCV, throwing down a command center of his own, knowing that his command center will beat, well actually no, Flash is throwing out his command center as well. So the command centers will come up at about the same time. Flashes will have to be floated over, but not significant in any way. I don't think neither player is going to get much of an advantage at all. And Barracks passing each other, high-fiving with their platform suspension suction cup thingies. They do a suction high five, like if you can imagine like octopuses slamming suckers together. That's what the Barracks did there, is they passed each other, pretending like they could maybe do something to each other, but they can't really. And yeah, this Barracks is gonna get good Barracks are gonna get good scouting information until enough Marines and or possibly Goliaths or something are produced to usher them away. But yeah, you get a lot of scouting information with those Barracks. A lot of time, that especially when there's only one Marine out for Flash, that Barracks will get a lot of scouting information. Can be easily floated around to non-hittable regions as well. And Flash throwing down his armory, doing his usual build here. If you saw Fantasy versus Flash, if you saw Flash in a lot of his games, he does this build where, you know, he brings out tanks, he gets a couple vultures out, he gets Goliaths, he gets a couple Marines. He just gets a little bit of every early game unit for Terran. And it really allows him to prepare for anything. If a tank push comes his way, he's got some tanks. He's got the forces to repel it. If cloaked raids comes his way, he's got the Goliaths. He's gonna have scan and turrets up, or at least scan. I don't know if I saw an entering rate, but he usually will have scan up to defend against it. He's just a very, very prepared player for anything in TVT. I love the build, and it's really amazing. I don't know why other people don't do it. I don't know if it's something that Flash has come up with that like only he can do and do effectively. Like you think of and you see that sometimes from certain players where they have a certain style, they have a certain build order that other players just can't replicate because it works for them specifically, and it's like a strategy that's geared for them. And we've seen that before with like Jelizark, his ZVP. It's godly. It's one of the best ZVPs ever, if not the best ZVP ever. I would say it's probably the best ZVP in the history of StarCraft, Jelizark. But it's a hard ZVP to replicate just because, I mean, it just other players just can't handle, can't play his style. It's just a very, very intensive style, and but he does it very, very well, and he makes it very, very entertaining, and he's a great player at it. So yeah, it's just one of those interesting little things. And we are seeing the little push coming out for Flash with those Goliaths, the Vultures, the couple tanks as well. And I'm gonna try and probably start cutting this map in half. And if he can establish this spot where he's at right now as the quote unquote half boundary, he comes out ahead because, well, his half's a little bigger. If you know what I'm saying. Technically a half can't be bigger than another half, but his split, let's use some better English here. His map split would be